Okay, hello there. This is Lisa Michaels. This is, I'm going to do a live with Lisa Michaels love chat show, resurrecting a show I did for 7 years between 2005 and 2013 in Oregon on live public access. It was really quite funny. My sons and their high school friends were the crew and were my oldest son was answering the phone, and we would take phone calls. I would get each week. I did it probably twice a month, and then they'd rerun it several times. And I would always get a single, I called them the GGs, the gentleman guest co-hosts. And the gentleman guest co-host had to be an unattached male, adult, 25 or older. And the reason I couldn't have a man that was in a relationship or was married was because I found that those men tended to reflect the sense of opinion that they felt would be most acceptable to their love interest, to the woman in their life. Am I going to catch heck if I don't answer it this way? Well, that's not the purpose of the Live with Lisa Love Chat show. I started out as What's Between Us, but then other shows tried to copy it, so I had to put my name in it. Kind of really opposed to doing that. But anyway, the situation is it's a G-rated relationship show. It's a subject I have very little experience in. I haven't actually had a relationship in many years, but I do like to talk about it. I do think that we don't talk about relationships between men and women nearly as often as we need to. I don't know how to do this. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay, now. Anyway, so if you are watching this, I don't know if you can tell if this is part of the thing I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out if anybody's actually watching this. Bottom line is I represent the female's perspective. I get a different single man to represent the man's perspective. If a man calls in, I do my best. So my girlfriends say that I don't answer the way most girls think, but I do my best to translate woman to the men that call in. And I'm hoping that my gentleman guest co-host would translate what men really think to women that call in. So it kind of goes one way or the other. I talk to the men, he talks to the women. And ideally we disagree a little bit because that's kind of the way men and women are. And I started the show because I used to eavesdrop on conversations with men talking like at tennis tournaments and things like that when they're talking amongst themselves. And it appeared to me, and I have not been disabused of this notion over the years of doing 7 years of doing this love chat show, that men mainly just want to talk about in public sports. They're just very surface level sports, stuff like that. And I suppose when they're by themselves, they get kind of raunchy and talk about women, the way they talk about women. The first time I did the show, a relationship show, it was called Can't Live With Them, Can't Kill Them. And my girlfriend and I chatted about how we felt about men and dating and that sort of thing. We were divorced and had small children at the time. They've all grown up, and I'm now a grandmother. So, but we talked, and we went down on the waterfront in Oregon, in Portland, and we'd ask the same question of both genders. So we'd go up to women and we'd say, finish the sentence. Can I record you? And they'd say, well, what are you going to ask me? And I'd say, well, can't tell you what I'm going to ask you until you hear the question, and I'll record it. And then if you don't want your answer to be on my show, I will not put it on. But I want to get your gut reaction. And if I tell you the question beforehand, you're going to be thinking about a cute little answer and all this. That's not what we want. What we want is what people truly think and what people really care about with regards to relationships and finding a love interest of the opposite gender. And which represents about 95% of the population, if not more. The news media and pop culture would have you believe that that people that prefer the same gender are massively overestimated by people in the media. They're more representative. And I'm not against that, but this is not the show for that. If you are heterosexual and you do like, I said the word, you're not allowed to say the 3-letter word with the X in it. And I'm not talking about tax. I'm talking about the other word. You can say horizontal mambo. I knew her in the biblical sense. We were intimate together, things like that. But ideally, you want to be commenting, and hopefully people will come and get on the chat so that I can have a conversation with you. It's a very boring show if you don't have anybody to interact with. And I'm thinking of rekindling it and getting a gentleman guest co-host to do the show with me. And I think that will be a lot of fun. And I think people will learn a lot. I learned a lot over the years that I was doing it about men and women. But anyway, back to this. So that's the purpose of the show. I want people to talk about issues that normally they don't talk about. Anyway, when I did the very first show, Can't Live With Them, Can't Kill Them, with my girlfriend, we went down on the waterfront and we'd say to men, I hate it when women, and then talk about their ex-boyfriends was one of the answers. And then we go to women and I'd say, I hate it when men, and then one gal said, I hate it when men spit. So there's all sorts of a variety of conversations. So we did rapid fire, the answers to the same questions from different people, like man on the street. And it was a lot of fun. And I even had my little kids doing it. My one son was like 4 or 5. And he said, he had his Simba doll. And he goes, I hate it when girls take my Simba. So cute. Anyway, I think you might be able to find that on one of my YouTube channels. I have about 5 or 6. I started on YouTube in 2000. I think one of them I actually started in 2006, but certainly in 2007. And the reason you've never heard of me is because I went down some rabbit holes and investigating some corruption that I felt was something that needed to be reported. And unfortunately, this platform was not in agreement with me on that. And so they began taking away views. They began taking away comments on they at one point took away my ability to comment on my own video. And it got kind of scary. And so I'm not going to discuss anything controversial on these podcasts that I'm going to do on YouTube. I'm just fun relationships, G-rated relationship show. And because it needs to be talked about. So anyway, I did that show, and this was before we had really much internet. This was in 2000. No, this was in like 1996. I did Can't Live With Them, Can't Kill Them. And it was so disturbing to the men that watched it. Every man I talked to said it was a man-hater show. Every one of them. Not one liked it. One time I was riding down the escalator, and this girl was riding up the escalator, and she's like, oh, I love your show. I love your show. And I'm like, oh, thanks. So, and the women loved it because I realized men do not have a clue as to how women talk about the men in their lives to each other. I think they're rather horrified, to be perfectly honest with you. And so I thought, well, got to get a man to represent the man's perspective. Story of my life, can't find a man. So I just started having various different men, and then, which was nice because I got a lot of different opinions. What I also learned was how kind of insidious notoriety can be. I'm not going to say fame because, only people who noticed me or recognized me were people who lived in Beaverton, Oregon, the Portland area. But people would tell them that they saw them on my show. And the second time I'd have them on the show, they were calling everybody, I'm about ready to go on TV. I'm like, it's free. Anybody can do it. And it really tainted their opinions as they were responding to questions on the show, which was counterproductive to how I wanted to do the show. And so by a third time I'd have them on the show, I could barely fit in the studio with their ego. It just Oh, it was scary. When you take somebody who goes from utter, obscurity, not famous, just up amongst their friends, which is really the way it should be, and becoming people, strangers pointing them out and saying they'd seen them on TV, it does ugly things to your personality. And I had that happen to me really early on in my life. And I went to the University of Kansas, and I wanted to get in the cable advertising business and the cable business in general, because cable was just coming up. We're talking way back in the early 80s. And so I found out you could put ads on the local cable system on MTV and ESPN, CNN, all those other ones, but definitely MTV. So I went to the cable guy, and he said, "Well, we don't have anybody to sell advertising to put on there, but yeah, I can put ads on MTV." And I said, "Okay, great. Well, so if I sell an advertising package, will you put the ad on?" He said, "Yeah." So I sold the Yellow Sub. They gave away a party for you and 30 of your friends at the Yellow Sub, totally catered, and t-shirts and sweatshirts. And they were have a raffle, so you'd have to go into Yellow Sub, register to win, and that sort of thing. So it was advertising the contest. And so we had to model. I had to model the sweatshirts and the stuff that they were doing, the t-shirts. And so we went into this little studio, and I tried on the little t-shirt, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. Went back to my sorority, and boy, this was when MTV first went on the air, and they had no other commercials. I was on every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 weeks at 20 minutes after the hour. And it was strange. People on campus, people I didn't know, were coming to me and saying, "Oh, I saw you on MTV. I saw you on MTV. I saw you on MTV. I saw you on MTV." It was really unnerving. And I always thought I wanted to be this famous actress, or just an actress in general, because I loved acting. And after that, I decided to devote my life to becoming a voiceover talent, because then I could do the acting, but nobody would recognize me. And nobody's going to recognize me anyway, because I never did anything that really noteworthy. I mean, I did a Jack in the Box ad to get in Screen Actors Guild, and I've done a few other ads, but nothing that people really noticed me from. In any case, I digress. So that's the genesis of how it started out. It first was What's Between Us. First it was Just Between Us. Then it was What's Between Us. Then it was, after people started kind of trying to copy me on the local TV stations, I made it Live with Lisa, Love Chat Live with Lisa. I think that was it. And it was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing it. And I'm thinking, with this new technology, maybe I can do it too. And but I don't know how to do it on this YouTube thing. I scheduled this night at 8 o'clock Central Time, and so I guess I should probably figure out how to manage. How do you manage this? You don't have access to this feature. And then let's see. And then popular dashboard. I mean, channel level settings. I don't know. And then let's see. So I'm going to try to share my screen. Share my screen. Choose what to share with Studio YouTube. Open settings. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I guess I'm going to have to figure. Google Chrome bundle would like to record computer screen and audio. Okay. So now I'm going to try to do that. And screen and system audio recording. Okay. Okay. Oh. I don't know if this is working or not. I'm really supposed to be trying to figure this out. So I guess it doesn't. I don't want to end stream. So that's how I end it. How's this? Share. How do I share? Oh. Let's see. Okay, copy. Okay, now I want to open up another. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, so I don't know how this works. Okay. I posted on Truth Social, I think. Okay. All right. So, back here, X. Again, no. Let's see. All righty. There it is. So now I've gotten myself on Truth Social and that one. So I guess there's no way for anybody to actually see to join or go into my chat because I didn't share to try to invite people. I'll just write, please chat about ever other. Okay. I'm just going to do that. Okay, look at that. So I did. I said that. Please chat. But it looks like nobody is watching. Does make sense since this website has been hiding my content for years. Send feedback. How do you send feedback? Popular dashboard. What's a popular dashboard? Oh, excellent. This really is not about accountability news. This is. Oh, you guys, if you ever want to, let me see if I can share my screen again. Okay. Okay, this is my website. I don't think I'm showing it. I don't know. Let's go back to my left. Let me see if it'll work it now. Yeah, that's the one. Share. Oh, okay. So I think I'm sharing it. I don't know. Anyway, this is my Rumble channel that I had to go to because all my content was being hidden and taken away. Studio, YouTube, share, stop sharing. Oh, okay. So if you want to find out about what's going on in the war between good and evil and going on and special remedies that don't have to do with petroleum-based solutions, then here's the channel to go to. I mean, I go way down the rabbit hole. If you do not want to be red pilled, please do not go to this website. But as you can see, I have like for instance this one with gene decoding the restoration, I had 14,000 views. Then I did the one with Gene and Derek, and I've got 38,000 views. But most of the more recent ones, you can see I've only got like a few hundred. Got about 13,000 over here. interviewed one of the J6 hostages that was wrongly accused and incarcerated, wasted years of his life for nothing other than showing up to protest an obviously bad situation that happened about 5 years ago. And so anyway, so if you want to go and check it out, as you can see, I only have just less than 1,000 followers, but my videos have lots of views. And I think I have one that has over 100,000 views. Yes, that's not that one. I think it was this way. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. This one with this guy who goes by the name Juan07 has 102,000 views, 2 years old, only 82 likes, but yet 102,000 views. So you go back and then you see, like for instance, I have some on religion and not religion, but relationship with our creator, that one sort of thing. So I don't know if they're doing something on this website as well, but recently, this is kind of interesting. This video that I did, the last one I did with my friend Jean, this one I did 4 months ago, and it only has less than 1,000, very close to how many followers I have, less than 1,000 views. But if you go to Real Gene Decode and you go down and down, he was kind enough to post it on his. So I've got less than 1,000. So here is the same show posted on Gene's channel. And as you can see, it's got 24,000 views. So it's got 365 likes. And then, so, back. Let's see. This one, same one. I've only got 26 likes. And this is the original channel that it was put on. So there's some interesting things going on. I'm just saying that if you really want to find out what's going on behind the scenes and not get ambushed by being told that you can't watch this or that for some nebulous reason, then this is a great website to go to. And it operates very similarly to the one that I'm on right now. So just a thought. Another cool thing while we're at it, while I'm sharing my screen, let's look at WeGo.social. Okay, here is WeGo.social. And this is and I was one of the first people on there, so I have a red check. Isn't that exciting? Now, if you notice this picture behind me, notice that they were spraying that's a cloud of tear gas. And there's a whole bunch of people down here, but yet there's nobody up here. But yet they're spraying tear gas on the crowd of people. Isn't that mean? I don't know why they would do that. That's what they did. So this is an interesting site. It's got a lot of great stuff on it, but it will not, the other social media sites will not allow you to, unless you actually go to it. Like, let's go back. So I want to go to my posts. So I have to go here and if you ever go to this website and you join it, you need to kind of go down here and then you have to open post in a new tab. Then share and tell with fellow veteran. So this one, then you have to, how can you, okay, I don't want to do this. Anyway, you have to actually copy and paste the the tab. You have to copy and paste whatever it is up there to see that you're looking at this one. I just don't know. Anyway, I don't know how to do it with it's got this sharing thing. But this is the one and only time that these two individuals are in the same show together. Because this individual said that he really only prefers to be the only person being interviewed, and it's not really um, and his content is so deep and so intricate and it needs to kind of stand on its own. And this fellow also with the cowboy hat, he's actually better if you just talk to him by himself. But it was a very interesting show that we had with the two of them. And so if you ever want to see one with both of those people, then you should consider going on here. And it's wego.social. So social instead of com dot. Let's see. Now let's go back to I want to go to here. And I go to YouTube. And so let's go with view your channel. And this is my channel, Lisa Michaels. And I've been on there. Let's see. I've been on there since 2009. This one. This is not my only video channel. Okay. So then I have channels and my, let's see, show more channels. I don't think they had, oh, here are all my channels, my featured channels. These are all my channels. I don't even know how to log into this one anymore, so I can't post anymore on that one. And a lot of them were when I was running for office, when I ran for state rep, I created that one. This is Live with Lisa, and that's just kind of fun stuff. And then this is also got a lot of fun stuff, got a lot of my What's Between Us. So let's look at this one. This is one of my most popular of the What's Between Us ones. This is 18 years old. 18 years. Holy smokers. So this is probably been my first one on channel on that one. So I'm going to play a little bit of this for you. Okay, well, I hope that worked. I tried sharing my screen. So now I think I've tried to figure out how this thing works. I may not use this platform. I don't know. I hope this will be saved to my YouTube channel because I am about to end it. And please find me at that other site. You can search Accountability Show, Lisa Michaels. And if I do revive this, I may have to start a new channel, or I might do it on one of my other channels. But as you saw, none of them have like even 1,000 followers. It'd be really nifty if you found some of my channels and liked them or became a follower. So it looked like I had more than a handful of people. In any case, thank you for your time. You're clearly watching this on a rerun. Hopefully the next time I do this I do this better and I'll properly promote it so I can have a live audience. That would be nice. And I like to end everything in a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you and bless all the people that watch this and help them if they're having relationship issues to get guidance from you because you are the author of everything. This we pray in your precious Son, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. Amen.